You're listening to Spotlight on Business on Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. Once again, here's your host, Laura Smith.
Welcome back to the Style File with Danny Reynolds of Stephensons of Elkhart and me, Laura Smith. And boy, I have a lot of shows that I get to talk about all different topics. This is one of my all-time favorites. Talking about shopping and beautiful clothes, and I can't get enough of it, and I just enjoy it so much. It really has been a game changer for me as people are starting to recognize me by my coat.
The coat.
My coat of many colors. This is my second year in a row having a signature coat from Stephensons, and truly, I went into someplace the other day. I won't say where, just for privacy purposes. And the person sitting in the lobby said, "There's the coat." And I was like, "Excuse me? There you are, Stephensons." And so the person...
Synonymous.
Who was sitting in the business that I was at listens to the station.
That's great.
And she recognized, she goes, "That's got to be you." Because I've been talking about the coat now for 2 months.
And we love that. And I remember when we first met, it was during the holidays of, I think, 2020, during pandemic. You brought young couple in. Was it your nephew? I think.
No, it was my niece and her boyfriend.
Yeah, and he discovered, I think, some Karl Lagerfeld back in our men's department, and you couldn't believe you had found these kinds of fashions, outside of New York and that kind of thing. So it was a great way to meet, and I'm glad that this sort of relationship has evolved into this opportunity for us to talk about world-changing events like fashion and style, which are the kinds of things, as I was saying, we think about on a daily basis. But it was during the holidays, right?
It was.
And I might have been Small Business Saturday.
I think it might have been. And what was so fun about it, I'll never forget this because now you're bringing my memory back to it. He was in the dressing room with the curtain closed. He was trying on clothes, and he was calling his mother in Budapest because he's from Hungary. And that niece now lives in Hungary also. But he's speaking half Hungarian, half English. He's going, Karl Lagerfeld. And so then she gets on video with him, and he starts showing her the clothes. So this was all going on, and I think it was the first time I met you. So, yeah, but they loved it. They still talk about Stephensons to this day.
That's great. We love to make memories, that's for sure, and how we make friends and how we build our businesses by, building those kinds of relationships. So we love it. But I had promised that we were going to talk a little bit about the holiday season, sort of, I guess, macroeconomically first, and then perhaps locally. So the National Retail Federation, who, as you know, I'm honored to do a lot of work with, has just recently released their holiday forecast for the 2025 holiday season.
Okay.
And they are predicting $1 trillion in sales. This will be the first time ever that we've hit the $1 trillion mark. So $1 trillion in sales across the country this holiday season, which is really kind of crazy. It's about a 4% increase over last year's sales. So what that tells us is, in their eyes, and they do obviously a lot of studying and surveys and things to gather this data, they see a robust economy. We have people concerned with tariffs and, of course, coming finally off this government shutdown. Hopefully some of that will be put to bed and we're able to sort of get on with life. And the powers that be are predicting that we're going to have a good, strong holiday season. So obviously we're excited to hear about that, and that should benefit the customers because it's going to be competitive, going to be a little bit more promotional. One small buried point of data that I personally found quite interesting, though, in all the holiday forecasting, is that online sales are predicted to be the slowest level of growth in the last 20 years. So, every year for the last 20 years, how online has really just been taking a bigger piece of the pie exponentially, and it's supposed to be the slowest yet, which means brick and mortar retail sales are going to see the strongest growth that they've seen in the last 2 decades, which is great news to a brick and mortar guy like me. It shows that people are still into experiential shopping, in-person kind of shopping. And I think, this is a whole nother conversation probably, but the novelty of online shopping is gone. Is it going away? Absolutely not. I mean, there are things that, it makes it too easy. But for something special, something with feeling, more and more people are wanting to get out and really put some thought, time, and love into the gifts that they're buying.
I think it's incredible. But do you have any idea why that this is the year that online sales are down and brick and mortar stores are going to see a surge?
I think it's the evolution of shopping in the current era. Prior to the pandemic, online was just taking larger and larger chunks by big percentages. And, during the couple of years, we'll call it a pandemic time, the year 2020, almost all shopping was done online, except for people like you who snuck into Stephensons and that kind of thing. But the majority of it was, when you're forced to shop online, that takes a little bit of the fun and novelty out of it. So coming out of the pandemic, our business went crazy because people, we humans are communal in nature.
Yes.
We thrive on interaction, human, personal touch, that kind of thing. So that really brought back that personal level of shopping. And people, again, realize that there's always a place for online shopping, but it's never going to completely take over brick and mortar. There's always going to be a place for brick and mortar retail. And again, that was good news to us. Everybody is starved for time. Everyone's busy. Everybody's got so much they're managing on their calendars. And leading into the pandemic, we were shopping really hadn't been a pastime anymore. It used to be back in the 70s and 80s. It was something people did for fun. That all had kind of gone away. Now we've seen it return. We talked about the sip and stroll we had downtown this past Thursday night. Things like that where ladies are coming out, grab a couple of martinis at the Vine, stroll over to Stephenson's, do some shopping. It's a fun girls' night out. It's something fun to do again. When that was taken away from us for a couple of years, I think people came to appreciate or value those kinds of experiences and activities.
100%. I just remember that feeling of, I need to be with people. I need to be in a communal place. I need to be in a restaurant.
Right.
I don't want to be, because...
And preferably not with shower curtains surrounding my booth or whatever it was. Yes.
Exactly. Or sitting outside. At the time I was in New York, but I did move here during it. And I was so grateful that, Elkhart was definitely more open than New York was. I mean, New York was that was ground zero for it, which was a mile from my house at the time. So I did escape New York and I came here and I just found that there was just a much more open feeling about everything. And it was very good for the soul. I have to say that. And so
I think, very, very little good came out of the COVID pandemic. But if there was something that did, I think it really helped us to kind of reevaluate the things that matter. And one of the things that matter is togetherness and getting out, enjoying yourself, but also supporting your community. So when we talk about brick and mortar sales seeing growth again this holiday season, 90% of that is going to be small business. 90+% of all retail businesses are small businesses employing 50 or fewer people. So when you're shopping, when you're sipping and strolling and shopping in downtown Elkhart or downtown anywhere USA, you're supporting your community. Many times I've joked that these big corporations, you might see their billboards on the right field of Yankee Stadium, but a Stephensons or Interior Motives or the Vine or whatever it might be downtown Elkhart, you're more likely to see our banner on the Little League field out at Oslo Little League in Elkhart. So, and there's something to that, and I think people again have come to value that. There's a value put now on local community and supporting your local community, and I think that's a good thing.
Oh, it's a very good thing. It's really, in my estimation, it's what it's all about. And I will say, with only a minute left in the program, Stephensons, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, but Stephensons is my go-to now for gifts. I go to Stephensons and I literally, almost everybody I know that I'm buying a Christmas gift, a birthday gift, I miss you gift, whatever it is, it comes from Stephensons because I always find something that I think, oh my gosh, that would look so good on someone. And every time they get a gift from me, from Stephensons, they are like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. This is amazing.
We have customers who recognize our gift wrap and tell us they get excited when they look under the tree or whatever it might be and see wrap that they know came from Stephensons.
That is so true.
Those are the kinds of things that make it all worthwhile.
That is so true. And I never get tired of saying, yeah, I wrapped that. And they all look at me like, no, you didn't.
That's what we're here for.
That's exactly right. So there it is. Holidays are here. Get someone the gift of beautiful fashion, style, and hometown community, all wrapped up in a beautiful bow in a box from Stephensons of Elkhart, because you will feel so satisfied watching someone else's joy when they open up that gift. Danny Reynolds, thank you so much for everything you stand for in the community. You guys are always so involved in helping other causes too, and so your family is just a treasure. An absolute treasure. Well,
thank you. We're only here because of you and the great community that supports us. So it's reciprocal. We appreciate it. Always fun to be here, and I'll see you next month.
Yep. The style maven himself, Danny Reynolds of Stephensons of Elkhart. Go there, buy there, enjoy there. And yes, there's always a sale there, too, at some point in time, which I know you're going to love. You're listening to the Style File for the month of November. I'm Laura Smith.
If you missed any part of today's show, log on to 953mnc.com and look for the Spotlight on Business podcast. Be sure to tune in again next Sunday afternoon at 4:30 for Spotlight on Business on News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel, your breaking news and weather station.
Podcasts by Federated Media.